And hopefully won't slow down at all as we do move into game number 3, which will be Game of Throws versus Huge Minion Difference.
Absolutely. Game of Throws lineup looking strong with Lost Fox locking down the top lane. Nick in the jungle. Lego Jinjigo taking up mid. Corey Trevor as ADC and Sai-Na as support.
Taking a look at the lineup for Huge Minion Difference, we do have actually, it will not be Bo in the top lane today. It will be Tool subbing in, CCO in the jungle, Shadow Jumper in the mid lane, and Cairo and SJ capping on the bot side.
Actually looks like CCO will be out as well, and Bo will be occupying the jungle slot.
Interesting. Very interesting. CCO will not be here. Bo shifting down to jungle. A little bit of shifting around here going on.
Yep. As our players go into the pick ban phase, they are ready and willing to go. And I am too. As we'll fix our graphic here in just a second. There we go. Looking good. Shout out to Mutant Accounter, who runs everything in the background, keeping things hot and fresh for us today.
We're going through a lot of technical difficulties as well.
Yes, it's been a difficult day, but we are going into it strong and hoping to round out our day with some great games for you. In the meantime, Kassadin banned off. Yeah.
Yes, the Kassadin ban. We have seen Shadow Jumper play Kassadin twice now, once in their first game and also in a preseason scrim we hosted. So we will not be seeing him on Kassadin again. We'll see what else he's going to whip out.
Ooh, Victor Bandoff and Vel'Koz definitely targeting both of these mid laners who enjoy these kind of stationary, hard casting casters.
Camille being locked in. So instantly both top laners now, unless it will be a cheese Camille jungle, which it does not look like as Gragas is now being locked in, will be already picked up here. And then potentially right down into the jungle. Jungle's also just being picked right up.
Mid laners also just picking straight up, doing this very quickly.
Not a problem.
They all seem to have a very effective plan.
It's quite possible that this draft has already been predetermined in Pro Draft, as it is being quite efficiently executed.
There's always another way.
Ash being locked in here. Yeah, picks definitely going straight down, down in order. Quite interesting.
Teams appear to have pre-drafted, which is fine by us as long as it is arranged between themselves.
Well, we gotta have two teams here. Let's take a look at some of these comps, though. Ashe Sona.
Yeah. What is this, like Season 7? Season 6?
So Ashe Sona into Ezreal Morgana, both pretty safe lanes. If Senna is able to land the Dark Bindings onto either Cairo or SJ capping, could be bad news. Bad news for the side of Huge Minion Difference. But other than that, potentially it's going to be a pretty uneventful lane down the bot side. Ezreal Morgana pretty safe, despite some decent amount of poke available on both sides. Mid lane matchups, we got Echo into Lissandra. Not too familiar with that matchup. I don't know if you have any insight. I feel like Echo would definitely maybe have a slight edge. But
yeah, Lissandra, if well handled, can ult him before he pops his ult and follow up with some additional damage. So, like, there's outplay potential there for both sides. Ezreal being a melee champ is going to have to all in more aggressively. Lysandra can play a lot safer farther back. This one's like pretty much a skill matchup. There's no like hard counter mechanics here.
Taking a look at the scaling differences between these two teams, Echo, Ezreal, and Graves all scale quite well. And on the side of Huge Minion Difference, you do have Camille, definitely an earlier focused champion. Is into the Darius, who also doesn't mind early on. I'm not too specific on that matchup as well, but definitely the scaling edge here, all in all, would go to the side of Game of Thrones, in my opinion. Although, with that being said, their team fight, they don't really have too much of a tank, unless Darius builds super beefy. Don't have too much of a front line at all. But definitely have the scaling on their side. This game does go the distance.
Yeah, I like Game of Thrones' team comp here. It scales well. It looks like it handles team fights alright. Darius can do some peel work if he's just kind of in the back line. Echo can burst down some pretty scary targets. Ezreal's pretty good sustaining damage. And Morgana offers a fair chunk of peel also. It feels pretty well rounded damage-wise. On the side of Huge Minion Difference, Camille can do some pretty aggravating things. And Gragas is probably the single best disengaged champion ever. Lysandra kind of acts like a Zhonya's for herself with her own ult, and at the same time can isolate an individual. Ashe gives a pretty solid engage, and Sona does as well. Huge Minion Difference comp really screams, I want to fight you. And I tend to like those comps.
A quick note, again, adding on top of your point about the disengage on the side of Huge Minion Difference, between the Gragas and the Lysandra, should be able to counteract a lot of the engage that would come through from Game of Thrones. And Game of Thrones doesn't have too much hard engage to initiate fights, unless a Dark Binding is landed into like an Apprehend or something. Members from Game of Thrones are going to have a tough time actually initiating fights, and you combine that with the disengage from Huge Minion Difference, and it could be difficult for Game of Thrones to find fights that they will be effective in. But another interesting note about this game is that the captains of the two of these teams are actually friends, so it could be a little bit of a grudge match going on here. A little bit of bragging rights here on the line.
Oh, I always do enjoy the professional rivals. Always makes me feel warm and fuzzy on the inside. Well, we'll see which friend is better at which game here soon enough, as our players are spawning into the rift.
And both of these teams did not pick up a W on the first day of matches yesterday, so it'll also be which one of these teams will be picking up their first win, and which team will remain winless.
Always hard on the ego to go through week one without picking up a win.
Interesting rollout here.
Okay, no, this I like. This is just sheer entertainment, sportsman value. Our players showing us quite the show, spamming mastery, spamming emotes, saying hi to each other, and giving each other a little bit of grace.
Definitely a little bit of a surprise here coming through from the captains, orchestrating this interesting interaction.
Well done.
Alright, everyone's now heading back to their intended rollouts, and they got a game to win.
Yep. And with that, we see the end of civility. is up in top lane. Tool's going to take some early damage from Lost Fox.
Alright, both junglers are opting to start on the bottom half of the jungle. Pretty standard starts, Grave start in red. I'm really intrigued at this top matchup between the Darius and the Camille, because Camille is usually pretty effective into most champions in the early stages of the game, but Darius is also known for that. So I'm not actually sure the specifics on this matchup, but I'm definitely intrigued to see how it plays out.
Yeah, I'm hard pressed to hover it myself.
I feel like Darius probably has the advantage, but
yeah, but I mean, we're seeing something very different. Double flashes burn and kill secured as First Blood falls to Tool.
And I was proven wrong very quickly. Oh, we do see Nick now hovering up, heading towards his top side.
Looking for the counter kill here. Tool out of position, dealing a lot of damage, but taking a lot in return. And he will yeet himself right into the loving embrace of Nick. And Darius will pick up the kill.
Yeah, good call from Game of Thrones there. Nick heading already on the top side of the map, heading for his clear, and just calling right up, knowing that Tool's flash was on cooldown.
Yeah, Nick looking to repeat the performance now as he comes in behind Lissandra, who's going to look to do a fair chunk of damage in response. Lego Jinjigo super low here, can't help support this, and with Bo hovering around, Nick's just going to have to leave.
Yeah, Lego has been brought very low pretty quickly on in this landing phase. We'll be forced to recall here. Gonna miss out on a little bit of XP and some creeps.
Bot lane is currently a poke fest. Morgana taking the arcane common approach, which I am a little bit more fond of than Aerie, which we saw earlier.
Yeah, a lot of poke available on both sides for this bot lane. Both Ashe and Sona quite apt in that regard, as well as Corey Trevor on this Ezreal. As we do see top here, real quick.
We got a fight going around this top lane. Oh, Shadow Jumper coming in from the backside, dealing a ton of damage. Bo just barely getting out. Lego Jinjigo coming in very aggressively. Will back out.
End of the day,
a whole
Nick
lot of damage
out.
for no kills.
To finish up on that bot lane, the one difference here in these two bot lanes is that Huge Minion Difference has the sustain. Sona, if the poke comes through from Corey Trevor, Sona's going to be able to heal that up, so really going to need to be careful about how much poke that Game of Thrones ends up taking in return, as they do not have the same kind of sustain.
TP used mid lane, Lissandra coming back to lane to catch this wave as it hits tower. Got a big fight going top lane. Tool going pretty low here. The dot from Darius, along with, I think he used Ignite there. Doing a fair bit of chunkage.
Lost Fox actually took Teleport into this top lane. Must have just been the bleed stacks from his passive.
Gotcha.
Also interesting to note that Lego did opt to take Teleport as well, so...
Tool
looking
to fight. Yeah.
Barely gets away with his life as those bleed stacks will time out.
Gonna stay to catch this wave. I'm not sure this is a safe idea as Nick comes in from the backside.
Oof, even with the
that's
support
lots
here,
of damage. Oh, the kill will be traded back though.
A little bit of a misplay there on the side of Game of Thrones. Yeah, even with the support there from Bo to back him up, really just too low to stay under that turret. Lego looking to roam bottom lane, but decides it's not gonna work out. Heads back towards mid. So now he's maybe looking to get a potential war. Got some deep vision there. Trying to spot out Bo before he can cause problems. Lane's pretty even. The one discrepancy is, again, this mid lane. Lego was forced to get that early recall in because he got chunked out quite quickly in lane and has been behind in XP. And now down a significant amount of CS already in this one. So it'll be interesting to see if Shadow Jumper is able to use the wave clear on this Lissandra to get mid prio and pull off some roams and impact the map.
Speaking of roams, Lego Ginger go roaming down towards this bot lane. It's all going to be spotted out. I gotta show the fight up top lane as Tool looks to duke it out. Demacia and Guillotine coming out, chunking him down enough that the wonderful Rend, or actually I don't even know the name of that ability. Not Apprehend. Decimate. Thank you. Decimate
another
will
fight.
secure the kill, but we have a big old fight down bot lane. Ashe picking up one kill, looking to pick up a second one. Yep, uses ult to kill and secure that kill, and that means that Team Heavy Minion Difference, or Huge Minion Difference, is going to go for this drag as they have priority.
Yeah, drag definitely going to be secured here, as we do see Nick just heading to the opposite side of the map.
Yeah, looking to pick up Rift Herald in response, which is the smart play. A little bit slow on the rotation, but they should get it fair and square.
Yeah, good job here by Game of Thrones. Make sure they get something back for that. Ever since that first blood coming through from Tool, the top lane has definitely been all Lost Fox. Managed to build up a pretty solid CS lead as well, picking up a couple kills. The other lanes, though, much in favor of Huge Minion Difference, especially this bot lane now after Cairo was able to pick up 2 kills in that last fight.
Tool taking this time to clear out some wards and place a couple deep ones of his own. Bo's hovering mid lane here. He wants to engage onto this Echo.
Lego roaming top potentially here. Tool coming down into the river. Placing a ward down there, trying to spot out. Look at that nice vision they got on this top side. Protecting Tool.
Definitely playing smart, given that he's slightly behind already.
See Bo coming in here for potential lane gank.
Yep, looks like he managed to get in there pretty sneaky. And there's the hard engage from Tool into lots of abilities. This should be a pretty easy kill. Ooh, Tool's still going down very far for that. That's a little disconcerting to see when you're, getting a 2v1.
And meanwhile, Lego taking this opportunity to go to the other side of the map. Will be spotted out on a control ward there in the river. Huge Minion Difference can be just fine.
Scuttle picked up.
You teleporting on the top side.
Oop, But we have us a fight down bot. Nick's going to get picked off pretty quickly. Shadow Jumper here just kind of in the back line, sustaining and protecting his teammates. Ults go down, and that's a 2-for-1, or a 2-for-0.
A Huge Minion Difference keeps finding fights that they want down on this bot side, and now that's a 3rd kill picked up here on the Cairo, so huge on this Ashe as we move into the mid game.
But Lost Fox is about to get more plates for himself and increase that gold gap up there in top lane. Oh, Tool looking for a hard engage.
Lots of damage coming out.
Really good chunkage.
Yep.
In the meantime, heals use bot lane. Corey Trevor super low. Is going to get picked off under his own tower.
Cairo picking up a 4th kill here. Snowball potentially ensuing in this bot lane. See Nick roaming down, gonna catch this wave, pick up some of that XP, so it's not completely lost to the turret.
Lego slightly out of position here, as Tool's gonna look to fight it out. Lego not having ult up here could be very dangerous. He's eating a ton of damage, and he's eventually gonna fall.
Yeah,
Tool almost taking no damage to do that. However, Lost Fox is here. Slow goes down. Looking to fight it out again. Tool looking for back-to-back fights. Is going to skirt his way away as the dot damage continues to tick.
We do see a shift in the past couple skirmishes that Tool's been a part of. Lots more damage coming out here. Does have a pretty good power spike, as he does have the Sheen picked up as well as the Phage. 2 big parts of that Triforce.
Lost Fox looking to duke it out, though. Lots of damage going through. That bleed's going to hurt. Tool should just barely get away thanks to the help of a pot.
Tool does not have TP available, though, so it's opting to stay. Oh, nice flash.
Lots of abilities being used. That's a very close duel up there in top lane. Tool barely getting ahead of that, as Shelly will come down here and be a menace. Nick looking to pick up a kill on the Tool. Instead, he's just going to escort Shelly up to the tower, and that is the end of top tower.
Yeah, while that was happening, Bo was able to pick up a double kill on this Gragas on the bot side. And also will have an air dragon to their name.
Yep, 2 dragons picked up back-to-back for team Huge Minion Difference. That's playing the macro game right there. But Shelly gets 2 charges here. That represents a lot of tower damage.
To me, it feels like there's just like 2 completely different games going on right now. You got the top matchup between Lost Fox and Tool. They keep duking it out in their saga of skirmishes and attempts. And then there's this bot side where you have Huge Minion Differences stacking up kills on Gragas and Ashe. And the end of the day, gives Huge Minion Difference about 5,000 gold lead.
Doing some really good mechanics to get out.
Despite the huge lead on the bot side of this map, Huge Minion Difference does not have great vision control. They have great defensive wards to protect them in their jungle, but really no wards advanced.
Up top lane. Sorry to skip your narrative there for a bit, but Tool just dove under tower.
Another addition to the saga of Tool versus Lost Fox up in the top lane.
He dove under tower to get Nick. Meanwhile, Lost Fox is down bot side and is doing his best to be a harassment.
Oh.
Too bad he's going to get picked off. The good defensive warding, catching him there and allowing the rest of the team to roam up and secure the kill. Meanwhile, Tool is duking it out with Lego in the red jungle, or in the blue jungle, He's gonna dodge his way out, and lots of spells are going to be used, but Tool should get out of here pretty safely.
And no more kills following from the death of Lost Fox.
No.
Oh,
SJ Capping picked off here in a super unfortunate event. Ezreal picked off great Greg Assault from Bo. Meanwhile, Lissandra diving deep in order to get this kill. As Lost Fox is forced to try to defend this turn all by himself, he will get a kill, but will fall. And this so will his tower.
did a great job there with the flash body slam into the exploding keg, really disrupting any chance Game of Thrones had at even competing in that fight.
Well, Huge Minion Difference are looking to make this our fastest game of the day as they position themselves for the second Rift Herald and are currently up by 14 kills.
Yeah, Lost Fox did end up coming down from that top lane when he got caught out in the blue side jungle of Huge Minion Difference, but really wasn't able to do anything with the gold that he had. There's just way too much gold on the entire bot half of the map from Huge Minion Difference for him to really just come down and make a big impact instantly at this point. So things went from bad to worse.
Oof, Ashe just completed the Brunan's Hurricane. That's a lot of damage. Meanwhile, Kiro looking to pick up another kill on Nick. Ult goes down, and that's a lot of damage very fast.
Third drag will be spawning in about 40 seconds here as Huge Minion Difference will surely be picking that up. Got some pretty solid wards. Got what? Second pink ward now. Their ward line advancing a little bit on both sides of the jungle as the choke begins to play out. TP is available.
Lost Fox getting picked out here. Shadow Jumper wanting to fight this out. TP goes down. There's a Sona in the back line. Bo pops ult. It's just going to disengage the enemy team for them. And they'll look like they're going to turn on to Dragon and pick up this third Dragon for themselves.
Yeah, no kills picked up there from Huge Minion Difference, but...
Meanwhile, Tool looking to pick up another solo kill. Ezreal, or not Ezreal, but... Sona pop to keep Tool alive. SJ Capping taking a lot of damage here.
Lost Fox actually doing a lot of work there in that fight. Unfortunately, they're not going to end up getting anything from it, as there was not enough follow-up available. Ooh, Tool picking up a solo kill onto Corey Trevor.
Looking to get another one. Morgana ult goes down. Tool just kind of running away here. Will eventually get out. Morgana looking to maybe get a last second pick.
Just slides right over the wall. Not even close. And they're going to be a little late on this rotation mid.
Yeah. And on top of that, Camille's going to pick up another kill. This is looking decidedly like it's going to be over soon.
Both Tool and Lost Fox got a lot of gold just like hitting it back and forth to each other in this top lane.
Shelly got that last charge off, just barely.
Oh, leaving that last turret barely alive. But both of them had a significant amount of gold. The difference between the two of them is that Huge Minion Difference, the rest of the members on Huge Minion Difference also had a lot of gold, and the rest of the members on Game of Thrones did not. So you can see how Tool's been able to use that added assistance and pressure to his advantage.
Looks like Team Huge Minion Difference is going to hover about this Baron here. Looks like they may want to go for it here soon enough. It would be a great way to close out this game.
Yeah, I got the mid inhib down. Dragon is still in about 3 minutes, so I might look to get Baron priority, as you're saying, and because as of now they have absolutely no wards, no vision control. Game of Thrones actually has great vision in this blue side jungle of theirs, as they are able to land that root onto Tool. Looks like they will be sending Bow.
Oof. Lego out of position here. Gonna quickly fall. Gonna pop ult, but it's not gonna be enough.
Yeah, Tool and SJ capping just putting on the pressure just by themselves up here. Not a lot of support was available. A little bit of a risky aggression there, but it ends up working out for him. As the gold lead is just
shoved in the
massive.
base. Looks like they're going to just try to force the win here. I think they're probably best suited to just back out and play the long game, go get Baron, and shove it in. But they have plans of their own as they want to run this down mid right now.
And with the massive goal lead that they have, definitely not a insurmountable task. Although they might be opting to back out here and play this slow and methodical. Some of the wards timing out now in this jungle.
Yeah, taking the time to pick up some wards of their own. You get good vision before they go onto this Baron. Yeah,
now that is the vision
call.
they need. That's some vision control.
Yes, there's not a blind spot in that jungle.
Haven't cleared out all the wards, but it doesn't look like it's going to matter, as there's really no contest possible.
Meanwhile, Shadow Jumper here getting kind of surrounded. Lost Fox hoping to get...
Oh!
Oof, there's the Baron kill.
Insult to
Shadow
injury.
Jumper's just going to skate his way out.
Yeah, not even going to pick up the token kill onto Shadow Jumper. We'll pick up that Baron, and Shadow Jumper's already down here, ready to be pushing in this bot lane. Still playing pretty aggressively down here by himself.
Lego Jinjigo eating a ton of damage for that.
Tool also putting pressure onto this top side. Dropping the ult under the turret.
That's bold.
They're pretty unfazed. 1v3 now on this top side. Needs to be careful.
Oh, he could just skirt his way out.
Perks of being Camille. Meanwhile, mid lane.
Meanwhile, mid lane.
Meanwhile, mid lane, Dragon.
Bot lane. Soul picked up for Huge Minion Difference here.
Oh, shutdown coming through onto Tool there. The questionable aggression finally having a little bit of consequence, although I'm sure they're gonna have no problem taking down this inhibitor 4v5.
Some consequence, but not nearly enough, as this inhib will soon fall as well.
And see, if you're in Game of Thrones here, you might just opt to take that fight. You're probably gonna end up losing it, but it's better than fighting 5v4, or 5v5 at this point. So you might just try to take this 5v4 opportunity and say we gotta do something at some point.
Yeah, if you can't win this fight, you're not winning the game. And it doesn't look like they're winning this fight, as that was a massive Sona ult. Ash ult goes out, stun goes down, Corey Trevor quickly falls. Ash is rooted underneath tower and will eventually fall to... Never mind, Ash will not fall to the tower, as the Nexus will soon fall. This is GG, with Huge Minion Difference taking the win.
Yeah, Game of Thrones actually got a pretty good opportunity there with the catch on a Shadow Jumper. Wasn't really coordinating the call 100% well, as there wasn't a lot of follow-up instantly, and the return damage was able to come through from Huge Minion Difference, and as we can see, it did not end up going well after that. Definitely a one-sided game. The top lane was quite interesting, as we saw Tool and Lost Fox continually duke it out back and forth in their saga. But the rest of the map was pretty much all Huge Minion Difference, as we do see Cairo actually finishing 10-0 on this Ashe, 7-0 on Shadow Jumper. Well executed from Huge Minion Difference here.
Absolutely well performed. Just taking a quick second to look at the damage graphs, and good lord, did Camille do some hurting.
Yeah, Tool did a great job of transitioning that gold that she took from Darius in the top side and really bringing it to the advantage that Huge Minion Difference already had. And that damage graph definitely shows. It seemed like every second, honestly, someone was getting running into a Camille, Camille just being launched onto somebody's face, and all of a sudden.
Yeah, that's an incredibly mobile champion, just constantly invading the jungle. It seems almost unfair. I know as a support main, it's exactly what I don't like to see when my team's just going like, we need more wards. Well, all right, well, I'll put up wards. Oh, look, I'm dead.
That is an interesting stat, though, is that Tool had 5 of the 6 deaths on Huge Minion Difference. There's only 1 death on the bot half of the map, and that was by SJ capping. And I'm very intrigued at this point to wonder where that was. I'm probably going to have to go back in the VOD and check that out at some point later. But yeah, very clean game from the bot half of Huge Minion Difference, as well as a well-executed snowball from Tool.
Absolutely. Our team's showing their stuff here, and we'll have to see how this friendly rivalry continues later on in the season, as we will watch it grow and progress. But Gauntlet has been thrown down, and Huge Minion Difference win the first time they meet.
Yeah, I'm sure Game of Thrones is definitely gonna be marking the next time the second time rather they get the chance to take back revenge on his friend, the team captain of Huge Minion Difference. But unless you have something else to add.
Nope, I think on that note we will take a short break as we get the next game set up and ready to go, and we will see you guys on the flip side here in just a minute.